Hello and welcome to Prudent IAS, one-stop solution for all the competitive exams. We are back again with another interesting video. Today our topic will be from General Studies Paper 2 Polity section. Like all our previous videos, our approach will be the same. We'll take up one topic, do some discussion over the topic, give you certain insights about the topic, and then we'll phrase one sample model question as per the UPSC standard, and then ultimately one sample model answer for you guys for better understanding. So most of you must be aware that which question we are going to tackle today, and all of those who have not yet joined our Telegram group Answer Writing by Prudent IAS, do join it today, because in that group we send all these questions a day prior. So how it helps you? You can send us your answers, as well as you can do peer-to-peer interaction. You can access others' answers as well. Also, we'll be evaluating one answer daily at no cost. So hurry up and join our group Prudent IAS, Answer Writing by Prudent IAS. So without wasting time, let's come to the topic for today. Our topic is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. India's financial guardian. The most important topic. Often seen as a minor topic, but this is very, very significant, because if you remember the 2G scam or coal mine allocation scam, even the Commonwealth scam, these all were exposed by CAG. In recent, the Rafale case, CAG was ordered to investigate that as well. So a very important topic. Let's look at it. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India serves as the supreme audit institution of India. So the basic function is, he is the supreme audit function, right? That means the CAG is responsible for the audit of both center as well as state. Now, another important point, if any question about CAG is asked, you must mention Article 148 of the Indian Constitution. The office of CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, is established under Article 148 of the Indian Constitution, which makes it a constitutional body. So it ensures the financial accountability in the governance. Now, what is the role of CAG? CAG is going to examine all the government expenditures. I'll simplify this for you. Its independence is safeguarded through the constitutional protection. Since he has a lot of powers, a lot of important roles, so the constitutional protections are there in place to secure his independence. CAG is also known as the watchdog, which ensures that the taxpayers' money, us, the citizens of India, so the CAG ensures that the taxpayers' money is properly utilized. Let's look into further depth in the upcoming slides. What are the key provisions of Article 148? So let me first simplify how this whole mechanism is going on. See, Lok Sabha passes a money bill, right? For what purpose? If the government wants to draw some money from the treasury for the expenses, then the Lok Sabha passes the money bill. For this, now who is going to audit this? There's a department known as Audit and Account. Audit and Accounts Department. Now the head of this Audit and Account Department is our CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So how is the CAG appointed? First of all, the appointment procedure is not clearly mentioned in the Constitution. This one is one such limitation, that the appointment procedure is not mentioned clearly in the Constitution. It is just mentioned that the CAG is appointed directly by the President of India through warrant under his hand and sealed. But there's an important point here. Although he is appointed directly by the President, the tenure is fixed, that is 6 years or 60 years of age. This means that if a CAG is appointed at 56 years of age, right? then he'll hold the office for next 6 years, which is 62 years. If a CAG is appointed for say at 62 years of age, then he'll hold the office for next 3 years only, till 65 years. So this is his tenure. Now, after appointment, let's come to the removal process. Because the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, this office holds extreme importance. In the words of Bhimrao Ambedkar, this you can quote even in the exams. The CAG is the most important position under the Constitution. So he can only be removed like Supreme Court judges through impeachment. Impeachment for two things: proven misbehavior or incapacity. The removal process is similar to the removal of the Supreme Court judge. This highlights the importance of this office. The oath requirements: he or she must take an oath before the president to uphold the Constitution and laws of India. So while noticing all the oaths, it's important for you to check the oath is also different for all the offices. For Prime Minister it is different, for CAG it is different, Supreme Court judge different. So always pay attention to all these between the lines important details. Next, now corruption is prevailing everywhere, right? So how to protect this office from corruption? How to protect this office from any sort of biasness? कि government कोई favor ना मांग ले, government offer ना कर दे कि आगे जाके we'll be providing you a very high post, so pass the report in our favor. So for this, post-retirement restrictions are there, which means that the CAG is ineligible for further appointment in any government position after completing the term, both under state as well as center. But he can be an MP or MLA. See, there are loopholes everywhere. You need to jot it down. So this was the key provisions. Now, we always need to link the questions with all the issues, all the dimensions. So here, what is the significance of CAG in Indian democracy? Of course, it's a constitutional body, so holds constitutional authority. Independent constitutional position is given with significant autonomy, right? So CAG has the power for both, for Parliament, for Vidhan Sabha. He can ask for all the trading, manufacturing, profit and loss, even the balance sheets to audit. Now what he does is, after auditing, the CAG will submit its report to, for center, president, for state, the governor. Then in turn, this report is submitted in Parliament. Now what happens next? If you learn this as a story now, it will be easy for you to understand. So CAG submits the report to president in cases of center, to governor in cases of state. Then the report is laid down in the Parliament. What happens in the Parliament? Parliament, there is a committee known as Public Account Committee, also known as PAC. While mentioning all these committees, always mention the full form first and then write the short form. You can use the short form later in the answer once you have mentioned it along with the full form. So PAC has all the legislators, no executive, 22 in number. So 22 members, 15 from Lok Sabha and 7 from Rajya Sabha. So see, all these reports are a bit technical. They have some keywords, key terminologies, which are difficult for these legislators to understand. So CAG often simplifies these reports and then lays it down. So the Public Account Committee then checks the audit report, and this is how the process goes on. So coming back to the significance, CAG is the financial watchdog, which means that, as already mentioned, scrutinizes government spending and revenue collection. He keeps a check as well as balance. Audit responsibility is also of CAG, reviewing accounts at union, state as well as local levels. Local level cannot be skipped. So local levels as well. Guardian of public purse, that is, he ensures that taxpayers' money is properly utilized. ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है कि if we are taking budget, suppose 10 crore budget for some specific road construction, and then that construction is not being done, or the budget is being used, or the amount is being used for some other purpose. So he always matches the budget as well. Next up, now the most important part of this video, of course, answer writing session hai. So model question. Now here's this model question. I'll be pointing out the directive words, explaining you in brief. I have already covered all the directive words in our directive word lecture, so go back if you have not watched that. Here what I want you to do is, I'll be pointing out the directive word, explaining you the approach. Pause the video, write one sample answer. What you can do is, when I'll be discussing the answer in the upcoming slides, you can do some self-evaluation, or you can send us your answer in our Telegram group, Answer Writing by Prudent IAS. So let's begin. Define CAG's constitutional position and outline its significance. This is a 10-mark question, 150 words. So a lot of things here. Let's come to the directive word. Define. And the second one is outline. Define, what does it mean? It means covering the whole sides of the issue, but in brief. So define, covering all sides, all the components of the topic, but in brief explanation. Describe is in detail explanation and defining is in brief explanation. And anyways, this question is a 10-mark short question. So the explanation part will be in brief, but you are not supposed to omit the essential details. So be very precise and crisp in the language. Next is outline. So I have already mentioned the difference between listing and outlining. Listing is just jotting down the points, the main features, but outline, you will jot down the significance and write very brief points about it. We'll tackle it now. So also this question has two dimensions, right? The first part, defining the CAG's constitutional provision, and this is the second dimension. We will be addressing both the dimensions equally. For example, some of you, what you do, अगर आपको इसके बारे में ज़्यादा knowledge है कि CAG की constitutional position, उसके appointment and removal process, and you have very less facts on significance. So what you do, you write at least 4-5 points for this and just 1 or 2 for this. Avoid doing all this. Allocate equal word limit for both the dimensions. Let's check how. So what is going to be the framework? As I always mention, follow introduction, body and conclusion approach. So in introduction, what we are going to do? We are going to give some insights about the topic. Better mention Article 148 in the introduction and mention that it is a constitutional body, some significance. In the body, we are going to analyze the provisions, of course defined, so covering all sides, power, function, democratic significance, that is the second dimension. And then conclusion, summarizing CAG's role in financial accountability and governance, a brief summary of all the points above. Let's look at it in detail. The model answer. First part is introduction. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India holds a constitutional position as per Article 148 of the Indian Constitution. Now in 10-mark answer, this much intro is sufficient, but mentioning Article 148 is of utmost importance. Rephrase it, write it down in your words, but mention Article 148. If the question is of 15 marks, you can club it with this or this, that is the significance. I'll read it out once for you all. The office of the CAG is integral to maintaining fiscal discipline and ensuring transparency in government expenditure and financial management. So you are supposed to use some key terms like maintaining fiscal discipline. We are talking about auditing, accounting, so some fiscal discipline, transparency in the expenditure, financial management. The language proficiency has a key role. It will definitely help you in fetching more marks. Do not go for jargons or complex language, but try to use subject specific terminology. So here, fiscal discipline, government expenditure and financial management. The other significance which can be used is the CAG's primary responsibility. Now see, here we have already mentioned the full form once and then use the short form. So in the future, the answer, the short form can be used, right? This will save you some word limit and time as well. But first mention the full form. So the CAG's primary responsibility is to audit the accounts of the union and state governments and ensure accountability in public finances. Simple, concise. Next, coming to the body of the answer, we will be giving major heading, right? This major heading already mentioned. Again, I'm telling you all, use either block letters like capital, right? Because you have single pen, so you cannot differentiate using black or blue pen. Or if you are using small case like this, either underline it or draw a box over it, just highlight it. Also, the headings need to be in the question language, that is the demand of the question. Phrase it as per the question language. Also, make it self-explanatory, which means if you are not reading the contents below, then too you are aware that okay, the points below are telling about the constitutional position of CAG. So coming towards the points, since this is a 10-mark question, I have given you 3 points, right? As per the word limit, how long you are, how in-depth explanation you are giving, you can use 2 to 3 points. 2 points will also suffice if you are giving in-depth explanation, but better use 3 points for each. So using alphanumeric digits, that is 1, 2, 3, or you can use A, B or C, right? Next, add some subheadings, which will bring further clarity in the writer. So appointment and tenure. The CAG is appointed by the President of India, serves a term of 6 years or until the age of 65, whichever is earlier. We have already discussed these points earlier, so I'm just reading it out for you. The CAG can only be removed through a process similar to the removal of Supreme Court judge, which ensures the independence. Now coming to the independence again, the CAG is independent in performing its duties. It is not subject to the executive's control, making it an autonomous body. So CAG is an autonomous constitutional body with significant powers. Now the functions, the CAG audits the accounts of union as well as state governments and local too, including the public sector undertakings. Submits the report to the President, who then places them before the Parliament and state legislatures for scrutiny. Significance of CAG. Now, again, we have used alphanumeric digits and 3 points, right? First one, ensuring accountability, the most important one. The CAG plays a critical role in ensuring that public funds are utilized efficiently without misuse or corruption. So the taxpayers' money, that is the public funds, are used efficiently. Fiscal responsibility upholds the fiscal responsibility by evaluating government's spending and ensuring compliance with the financial regulations. So all the checks and balance mechanisms are covered. Transparency by reporting any irregularities, as already mentioned, exposing the scams like the 2G spectrum, coal mine allocation, etc. By reporting irregularities, the CAG brings transparency in government dealings and acts as a check on executive power. So we have covered almost all the points. The language is brief, simple, concise, and we have not skipped any of the major detail. So this is how you need to structure your answer. The last part and the most crucial one, which students often skip because they use most of the word limit in the body and then they are short of word limit, so they skip conclusion. But conclusion is mandatory. Do not leave your answer open-handed. The CAG's constitutional position is pivotal for ensuring the government's financial accountability, transparency and compliance. With constitutional provisions, its independent functioning is vital to uphold public trust in the management of public finances. So the brief conclusion, which sums up the significance and all the points. Here's how your answer is going to look. Introduction, body and conclusion. The structural headings, introduction, body and conclusion were for your understanding, which I have skipped here. You are also not supposed to write those headings in the answer. Just stick to this format. The word limit might be 10 to 15 words exceeding, so you can concise it. This is the thorough, comprehensive model answer, which can help you. Also, what else you can do? You can just underline the keywords if time is left. Appointed by the President, removed through a process similar to Supreme Court judge, 6 years or 65 years. So all these keywords, this helps in highlighting them. So this is it for today. I hope you liked our lecture and you are now clear about all the provisions regarding CAG. Keep following Prudent IAS YouTube channel as well as join our Telegram group Answer Writing by Prudent IAS. The link of this Telegram group will be given in the description box below. Thanks for watching.